Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had seen the functions like title, subtitle, xlabel and ylabel. And in today's session, let's move ahead with the legend function in Matplotlib. So legend is an important function in Matplotlib. It is an area describing the elements of the graph. So basically it's an area where we can describe the elements of the graph. It has an important attribute called LOC, which places the legend at the specified position. LOC can take four values. It can be upper left or upper right or lower left or lower right. So it can take any one of the four values. If we say location is equal to upper left, the legend will be placed on to the upper hand side of the graph and to the left. Upper right, it is upper side and to the right. Lower left, on the lower side of the graph to the left. Lower right, lower side of the graph and to the right. So this is within the axis area. It will place the legend within the axis area. Now, if we do not want to place the legend within the axis area, we want to place it outside the axis, then we have one more attribute called bbox underscore to underscore anchor. This attribute places the legend outside the axis, and we have to specify the x coordinate and the y coordinate in bbox to anchor parameter, so that at that particular x and y coordinates our legend will get placed. Now let's look into it practically with an example. So first one, we'll see how we can place the legend onto the within the axis area. So for this, let me say import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Let me give my x coordinates, which is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let me give my y2 coordinate, which is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 12, 14 and then 16. So basically x-axis it's the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and y-axis is the multiplication table of 2, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. It's taking till 8. Because I given 1 to 8, it is taking from 2 to 16. Now let me give my y3 values, which is equal to the multiplication table of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and then 24. Now let me give my y4, which is equal to multiplication table of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 and then 32. So x is the value ranging from 1 to 8. Y2 is the multiplication table of 2. That is 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 8 is 16. Y3 multiplication table of 3. Y4 multiplication table of 4. Now let's plot the graph. Let's use object oriented plotting. Fig comma ax is equal to plt dot subplots. And now let us plot the graph. Let me call it as ax dot plot. This is the function. And for the first graph, I am passing x comma y2. For the second graph, I am passing x comma y3. For the third one, I am passing x comma y4. So these are the three plots which I am plotting into my plotting area. And now let me say plot dot show. So now when I run the code, I get three graphs, three line graphs, because I've used the plot function thrice. One with x comma y2, second one with x comma y3, third one with x comma y4. So this is multiplication table 2, this is 3, this is 4. Now just looking into the graphs, we won't get an idea what each of the graph represents. So we have a legend which gives the title for, not a title, which describes what each graph stands for. So basically it describes the elements of the graph. So what does blue graph stand for, orange stand for, and green? We can give the description in the legend. So for this, let me say ax.legend. It is a function. It's a function. For this, let me pass the parameters initially. Let me pass it in a list. Since there are three graphs, I have to pass three headings for the legend. So the blue one stands for table 2, multiplication table 2. So let me give it as table 2, comma. Second one stands for table 3, multiplication table 3. Third one stands for table 4. So now when I run the code, I get blue one stands for table 2, orange stands for table 3, green stands for table 4. So now it is easier for us to recognize what each of the graph stands for. So this is how legend comes in handy in describing the elements of the graph. Now by default the legend will be placed in this particular location. Now if I want to place it in the lower right location, I have to specify it in the location parameter. So LOC equal to quotes lower space right. So in the legend function, I'm using the location attribute and I'm giving lower right. So now when I run the code, the legend will be placed to the lower right position of the axis area. And one more thing what we have to observe is this particular legend is placed within the axis area. Now sometimes there might be too many graphs, one more graph over here, other graph over here. So it'll hinder the legend, position of the legend. So in such scenarios, to make it more eligible, we will place the legend outside the axis area. So this is the axis area. Till now we were placing it within the axis area. Now let's place it outside the axis area. So how do we go about it? So for that, let me say instead of location, I'll give one more attribute, that is bbox hyphen 2 hyphen anchor equal to, I have to give the x and y coordinate. 0.85 is the x coordinate, 1.25 is the y coordinate. So now when I run this particular code, I get it outside the axis area. So this is basically the axis area, and outside that I'm getting my legend, and it by default it will come in one column. Now if I want the legend to appear in two columns, then I can give a parameter called ncol equal to 2. So it appears in two columns. So this is column 1, this is column 2. If I want to make it in three columns, I can give value equal to 3, run the code. So it appears in three columns, 1, 2 and then 3. So this is how we can place the legend outside the axis area by using bbox to anchor. And one more thing what I wanted to say was, This table 2, table 3, table 4, the title for the graph, we can give it within the legend, or we can give it in the plot function, individual plot function as well. So now let me remove it from the legend function, and let me give it in the plot function by the name called label. So label equal to table 2. For the second plot, I can give label equal to table 3, and then for the third one I can give label equal to table 4. We can give it either in the legend function, the title for the graph, or in the individual plot functions we can specify table 2, table 3, table 4. Even then we get the same output. So we got the same output. So there are two ways of writing title for the legend. Either in the list format, in the legend itself we can write the titles, or in the individual plot functions. For the label parameter, we can write the titles. So these titles will be considered in our legend area. So these are the two ways in which we can write titles for the graphs. So this is basically the legend area, and we should not mistake it for the title and subtitle. So this is basically for identifying what each graph stands for. Title and subtitle are totally different functions. So hope so friends, it was clear for you. Legend is an important function in Matplotlib. It is an area describing the elements of the graph. It has the location parameter which places the legend either in upper left, upper right, lower left or lower right, whatever value we specify in the location parameter. This is within the axis. If we want to place the legend outside the axis, we go in for the attribute B box to anchor, which places the legend outside the axis at the specified x and y coordinates. So hope so friends, it was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button, and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.